How's everybody doing out there? Alright, all we're going to do right now is I'm going to try to just match something up basically with what our winter tip is right now. And I'm just going to show you basically how to tie one of the most used presentations for your winter tactics, and that's going to be your drop shot. You can use the light braid, you can use the mono, but the best thing to use for your drop shot is your fluorocarbon line so that you can get a better feel. I like to use anywhere from an 8 to a 10 pound fluorocarbon for my drop shot. And what we have here also that you need to use is I have an owner 1/0 hook, and that's what we're going to utilize. For my weight, there's so many different weights that you could use out there for your drop shot. What I just use your basic, just a basic egg sinker. And as far as my bait, the best bait that I found out there that I like for a drop shot is going to be your Culprit T-Rex Jr., and it is a 5-inch finesse worm, and this is a green pumpkin with an orange flake, and this is the best. By far, I have more fish with this bait on drop shot and shaky head than any other finesse bait that I've utilized. All right, first thing that you want to do is you want to go ahead and get your line here, and what we're going to do is we're going to tie a Palomar knot. We're going to tie a Palomar knot directly to our hook. So go ahead and you run your line, run your main line through, and then you're going to bring it right back through. So basically what you've done here, now when you do this, you want to make sure you run a lot of line through here, because we're going to use our tag line is what our weight's going to be tied onto. Alright, so once you bring your line through, bring it back through, bring that hook all the way down, so that it's all the way down your loop. So basically you've got a double line right here. You created a loop, just like so. That's the beginning of your Palomar knot. Alright, then what we're going to do is we're going to take that loop, and we're just going to basically pass it around and begin to tie your basic knot. We're going to go behind your main line and your tag line, then we're going to come back through, which basically creates that little hole. Then we're going to bring that line right through that hole, like so. So you should still have that loop and almost a knot. Don't tighten that down. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to pass that loop either behind or in front of your bait. Ideally, you want to pass it behind your hook. Once you pass it behind your hook, you're going to go ahead and moisten, and you're going to tighten both your tag line and your main line at the same time. Alright, now once you do that, you should have a pretty, this is your main line here, and you should have a pretty long tag line, like so. I like to keep my tag line anywhere from about 12 inches to 15 inches, depending on where the fish are related to the bottom. Now after you do that, you want to tie on your weight to your tag line. Now what a lot of people will say, you'll see a lot of people that will say, take your tag line, pass it back through the eye of your hook prior to tying on your weight. I don't like to do that. I've noticed I've had a lot more break-offs if I do that. So all I do is I'll just leave that tag line hanging there and I'll tie my weight on. Now there are a lot of drop shot weights out there that do have quick releases, so if your weight gets hung up, it'll basically release from your tag line and you'll lose your weight. Me, personally, all I'll do is I'll just basically tie it, just a 2 knot, nothing strong at all, because like I said, if my weight gets hung up, it's fine, I can lose my weight. So that's all I've done there is I've just tied basically your 2 knots. Now, the key to your drop shot, once everything's tied, you want to have that hook so that it's pointing straight up. So if it's coming off my main line like so, you want to have that hook so it's facing up like that. Okay? And so that's basically what your hook set up should look like, is that right there. You have your hook way up the line, and then your drop shot weight's coming below your line like so. Okay? Now once you do that, you're going to take your Culprit T-Rex Jr., and all you're going to do is you're just going to run your hook through just a little bit through, almost like you're getting ready to set up a Texas rig. Now once you do that, that's it. You're just going to leave it like that. Okay? So that's basically how your bait will look. like so. Now, as far as your presentation, once you throw this out there, I like to use a spinning combo. Some people use their casting with their bait casting combos. I like to use my spinning reels with the fluorocarbon. All you're going to do is you can either cast it straight out, or if you've got fish on your graph that you can see directly underneath the boat, you can drop it straight down. You cast it out there, let it sink, let that presentation fall, and most of your strikes are going to come from the fall. Now, once it falls down, you can give it a little shake, or you can just kind of slow work it, just kind of drag it, let it just run across the bottom, and to be able to trigger a reactionary strike. Just keep in mind this is a finesse style of fishing, so you've got to have a lot of good feel. 90% of the time, if I have a triggered strike on the fall, I'm only going to drag it or shake it just a little bit, and then I'm going to reel it in. I'm going to recast again. A lot of strikes I have gotten off just that initial shake, so give it a little shake for the first time. Once again, thanks for looking at my video, and thanks for visiting my website.